The escalating COVID-19 crisis in India has stretched the country's health system to breaking point. Hospitals in Delhi say they have enough oxygen to last just another 8 to 24 hours. In Haryana, people tried to loot an oxygen tanker, while others are using social media to plead for oxygen tanks and beds. Police protection has now been ordered for all tankers, and oxygen is being imported. It's still unclear whether a new variant is behind the sudden increase in cases in India. On Wednesday, India reported 295,041 new cases, just 2,000 fewer than the worst day on record in the US in January. The World Health Organization says so far 182,553 people have died. In Delhi, at least 22 people died when their oxygen supply was disrupted by a leaking tank. Elizabeth Puranam reports.
The leak of an oxygen tanker outside this hospital in Nashik, Maharashtra, caused clouds of dense white gas. The tankers supply oxygen needed by patients inside the 700-bed facility.
A leakage occurred while refilling the oxygen tankers, and a lot of COVID-19 patients at the hospital who were under ventilator support died due to the cut in oxygen supply.
More than 20 patients died. 31 were transferred to another hospital. The incident happened as many Indian states complain of shortages of oxygen supplies, which have led to deaths.
I brought my wife here in the night and she was well and was talking to me. But around 2 a.m. in the night, she told me that she's not getting oxygen and the hospital is not providing it to her. I spoke to a few officials. Everyone said, we are checking, but nobody was checking. And in the morning, I was told that my wife is dead.
Shortages in the capital led to Delhi's leaders pleading with the central government to send more oxygen urgently. Independent health experts say the government should have anticipated this.
So unfortunately, it seems to be the case that the lessons from last year perhaps were not registered adequately. The recognition that those who need admission certainly need oxygen, and if the number of cases who were admitted would increase exponentially as we are seeing right now, that there would be a possibility of shortage of oxygen. This would have been something that policymakers and health systems officials should have thought through.
The government has now restricted the supply of oxygen in India for medical purposes. India's Ministry of External Affairs has been tasked with importing 50,000 metric tons of oxygen, with hospitals using double the amount they were last year. And with COVID cases rising at the current rate, that demand is only set to go up even more.